Welcome to the OSTC Southwest Engineering, Robotics, and Mechatronics Virtual Career Night with Peter Elkowitz.
My name is Peter Elkowitz, and I've been an engineering robotics instructor here at OSTC Southwest Campus for 8 years. Before joining OSTC, I was a mechanical engineer in automotive and energy sectors. Some of the companies I worked at were like Mishcon, the gas company, Carmen, which was, I don't know if you remember, like the Carmen Gia, and Engineering Technology Associates, and A123 Systems, which is a battery company. I have 2 degrees from Michigan State in mechanical engineering and actually a degree in accounting. And I received my teaching degree from U of M Dearborn.
No need to write all of this down. Most of the information we have here is on our classroom website or at the Oakland School's website shown here.
So OSTC is a great opportunity for students. Now is the time to make electives count. Students can make the most of their high school experiences by discovering their talent and passion in engineering and robotics, aligning their learning and experiences so they have a competitive advantage when they leave for college by earning college credits and certifications. So here you can see the OSTC career tree. It allows students to identify which specific career options within the field which differ by level of education and earning potential. Students can get a perspective on what will be required based on what type of career they desire. As we progress up the tree, more training and education is required. From the tree, you can see a sample of positions within each career level, from entry-level technicians to full-fledged engineers at the top of the tree. In engineering and robotics, our curriculum is guided by the 12 segments that you can see here. Students will get an introduction and in-depth training on all these topics, from basic electrical to control systems, robotic programming, fluid power systems, including pneumatics and hydraulics, machining, CNC, and product design using computer-aided design. We also offer certification from some nationally recognized organizations. This includes SolidWorks, the CSWA and CSWP certification, and the Association for Packaging and Processing Technologies, referred to as PMMI. They offer certification in various topics in mechatronics. We also offer Fanuc programming certification and Haas CNC operations and programming for the mill and lathe.
Testimonials from our industry partners, parents, and former students.
So now we just wanted to share a few comments from some of our industry partners, parents, and former student that was in our class. So first up is Amy Filarski from Exotic Automation.
Hello, my name is Amy. I'm the Human Resources Director at Exotic Automation and Supply. Our organization is based in New Hudson, Michigan. We just moved into this brand new facility. We're conveniently located just about 5 miles from the Southwest campus. We have been business partners for the last several years with OSTC, and we have provided opportunities for their students to have firsthand work-based learning opportunities, and we've also participated in some soft skills seminars with them. What we have found is that the OSTC students bring to us some basic foundational skills that they are learning at the center and then can apply right away here at our organization. We have also learned that they have just basic practical applications. So because of the items that they're working on or the projects in the classroom, they transition nicely into the organization. And then we also really enjoy the fact that they're passionate and excited about the opportunity to be here. So it has provided a partnership that gives us access to future talent to bring into our organization, and it also provides the students at OSTC the opportunity to get some first-hand work experience.
And next, a few comments from some parents of former students, Kim Trost and Pam Dittman.
Hello, my name is Kim Troost. OSTC Southwest was a very positive experience for our son. OSTC gave Jeffrey a huge advantage for college because it helped him develop college readiness skills like time management, personal responsibility, and collaborative work skills. He received his SolidWorks certificate while in the program and gained confidence and competence in CAD design. OSTC has lab equipment available for students that is superior to what's available in our local high school in South Lyon. Jeffrey has always enjoyed going to school. I was worried that he might miss out on positive social experiences by only attending half day his senior year. On the contrary, OSTC was very flexible to allow him to participate in the homecoming pep assembly and leave early when he needed to for away soccer games. And he met friends, new friends from all around the county. In the fall, JJ will be attending Western Michigan University in the Engineering Honors Program to achieve a degree in engineering design. As a teacher in Novi myself, I highly value education, and it was important to me that my son be given the very best opportunity. OSTC provided that. I have nothing but positive things to say, and I would highly recommend it.
Hi, my name's Pam Dittman. I am happy to take this opportunity to share with you about why, as a parent, we've been really happy with our son's choice to be a part of OSTC. He has been super successful at Lakeland, has done well academically and socially, athletically, but we thought it was a great decision for him to be a part of OSTC and part of the Engineering Mechatronics and Robotics program his junior year, and actually is going to make a shift and be a part of the Business Marketing Entrepreneurship program his senior year. We love the opportunity for him to be a part of a smaller environment, a lot of hands-on opportunities there, great staff and faculty, really the opportunity to get hands-on experience, certifications, faculty and staff that will help your son or daughter really take a look at what they're wired to do, explore some options for them personally. So we love it. We thought it was a great option for him, and I'd encourage you to go stop by the campus there. They will totally welcome you to explore the campus, take a look at some of the programs, meet some of the students. It's been a great experience for our son, a great experience for us. So take a look, check it out, okay?
And lastly, some comments from Justin Poinier, who was a former student of ours.
Hi, my name is Justin Poinier. I was in the mechatronics class at OSTC Southwest. Currently, I'm here in my dorm at Kettering University, where I'm studying mechanical engineering. The skills that I learned at OSTC has helped me in many ways. For instance, at OSTC, I learned CAD, Fanuc Robots, technical drawings. Those skills are now being directly applied to my mech classes here at Kettering. Also at OSTC, I learned some machining skills. Those machining skills I learned from the first in Oka Robotics there, and I'm using those skills now for different clubs and other activities here at Kettering University. Finally, at OSTC, we also worked on our interviewing skills, resume, and those skills helped me get my dream internship at Ford. So I'm happy to say most, if not all, of the skills that I learned at OSTC are still being used today.
Industry partners drive the professional skill development in our program, as they provide opportunities and connections through field trips, job mentoring, work-based learning, and apprenticeships. Further, at OSTC, students can sharpen their leadership skills through our ambassador programs. Work-based learning gives students an opportunity for them to go out in the field up to 4 days a week off-site to work at a company in their chosen field. This experience is invaluable and commonly involves with students creating relationship and references that they can use in their future career. Next, we're going to give you a short tour of our lab and classroom facilities. The CAD stations, they're dual monitored. So here we teach CATIA and SolidWorks. We also teach Mastercam here. But we have some pretty good facilities for teaching CAD. You know, the computers are fairly new. Over here we have a 3D printer. This is what we have like these. I think we have like 5 or 6 different 3D printers. There's one right there, and then I have a couple in this room over here. These are more of our commercial type 3D printers. And our So we have 2, they're Stratus dimensions, so they're a little bit on the old side, but they still work pretty good. So the students, so after they design their parts in CAD, they can, you can print out their parts, in real life in 3D. We have a large scale plotter over here for printing out technical drawings. One of the scholarships. Come out into the lab area here. Kind of a view from afar here. So over here we have some soldering stations. So the students, they'll come here and they'll learn soldering. Over here is one of our Fanuc robots. So we have Fanuc robots here, and then we also have the smaller Pegasus robots. So we have one robot there, and then we have another large robot where students do projects in that with the larger one over there. Go through this way. Right now we're learning like basic electrical. So over here we've been doing all our lessons that we've been working on this last week. Is the electrical station right here. So this is where we're learning basic electrical, like how a switch operates, lights, relays, things like that. Just basic electrical concepts as well. Voltage, current, how to use a meter, how to measure current, things like that. So that's our electrical station. To my left here is one of our mechanical drive stations. I'm not making you guys too dizzy here. So here, the students that learn more about pulleys, gears, basic drive systems, how they go together. What's a keyway, a key, things like that. So that's our mechanical drive system. Over this way, there's another tabletop system here. This one's a little bit newer system. That one was an older one. This is a newer system. This one's a little bit safer too, because they won't run unless you put that protective cage over it. So that's why we kind of like to use the newer ones. And then coming down this way, we have some more computers over here. We're very involved with robotic competitions. So over here are some of our older robots from first, things like that. So this first one here is from our first robotics competition, that black one there. And the one behind it, the wooden one there, that's from the Oakland County robotics competition. So typically we have that competition in the fall. I'm not sure exactly what the game plan is yet for that. They might just do like a virtual kickoff and do some virtual designing and stuff like that. But typically there'd be like 5 matches in the fall that we would do. It'd be like a small scale first competition. And then back there is another robot that is from the Oakland County competition spot. They call that Okra. And then back here we have another classroom. So another basic classroom here. On that back corner there is actually a thermal system. So it's not actually required for our course, but if a student's interested in like HVAC systems, we have that training right there. Over this way, is this trainer over here, a better view, is the mechatronics station. So it's basically like a simulated assembly line. It can be broken up. We actually have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have 6 stations right now. And what it does, it starts from the beginning and it takes a block and it basically assembles like a valve body, some separate parts. But the students have to learn to program this assembly line using programmable logic controllers, PLCs, which are below there. And then you can see those in the gray boxes. So there's a PLC system. And then this is kind of like a culmination of everything that we teach here. It has pneumatic systems, it has sensors, it has, you have to program the PLC, that's the biggest challenge. All kinds of different things for the students to learn. So this kind of culmination has like a little robot right there, a Pegasus Robot, and, for picking and placing the parts. And it takes it all the way to the end, and it goes. It builds like this little valve body at the end. So this would typically be like a second year student that would do this project, but we've had first year students as well. The ones that really got ahead. We stuck them on this machine that kept them busy for a long time. Over here is more programmable logic controllers trainers. So we have different brands. This is an Allen Bradley. Over here we have a Siemens trainer. And then we even have our own homemade trainers. This one's using a quick PLC system. It also has like a little HMI screen on there and relays and things like that. So this is basics so that students can learn how to program the PLCs. Come over this way. We do have another Fanuc Robot over here. This is a fun one here. We had students, they programmed it to play golf. So all right, does it every time. And so this is a nice training. We can change this out for the different programming tests that they have to do, but this was a nice little project. A student designed those black arms that are in the robot, so it grabs the putter and then also can grab the ball out of the cup and place it back on the stand there. So a lot of opportunities to play around there. Over here next to the robot is the control logic station. So here they're learning basic circuits, like an AND or OR circuits, things like that, sealing circuits, and how to control some basic outputs like a cylinder using a solenoid, or a motor, or even a light. So like for example, this one, light right there. But to come down to the other trainer, we would have them also work on a little bit more complicated circuit, like what we call a sealing circuit. So instead of holding the button, so that here. So the students can learn some basic control logic. Then behind me are what we call the Pegasus Robots. So these are smaller scale robots that students can learn, basic programming. Really, so that we typically have the first year students, they would work on these smaller robots. And they would have to do certain things. Like this one also has like a conveyor belt right here. And then it has like a little pieces that it has to pick and place and do a lot of different jobs. And then we'll come down this way. is the quality assurance here. So we also teach them the basics, how to measure, with a scale or with a tape measure, and then we work our way up to dial calipers, micrometers, digital calipers, different measuring techniques, things like that. So a little bit, real base things that you need to be successful on the job. So we learn what we call quality. This is like the quality assurance lab area. Over this way, this is our fluid power area. So this first station here, this is hydraulics. So we teach them some basic hydraulics, how to use a directional control valve, how to use the hydraulic cylinders, things like that. Next to it also, we can actually, for the more advanced students, they can actually put some electronics on it to control things. And then behind me here is the pneumatics trainer here. So we have a couple trainers here for pneumatics. So they would learn how to, what a DCV is, which is a directional control valve. That's this thing right here. So when you push that, you're actuating a cylinder. And it's pretty cool because you can actually see the valve. So they learn how to use like a cylinder, how they're doing, gauging, things like that. So we have a couple stations there. And then over this way is our first robot for the current competition, which has been extended to this year also. So we're going to be doing some improvements for this. We got through one competition, then the students started making improvements for the next one, but then obviously things got canceled. So it's been sitting like this since March, but hopefully when the students get back, we can get back online and get this thing fixed up because they're basically replaying the game from last year, so we can redo this robot. So we have that. So I really encourage your students to get involved with the extracurricular activities that we have here. The employers really are looking for students that are doing that. Like we have one company that he sorts out all the resumes and looks for the ones that have robot team experience first, and then they usually get to the top of the list. Then over here we have a smaller CNCs. So that's computer numerical control. So they're basically controlled mills. So we have two little mills here, and then that white box there. And then on the back side is a larger CNC router table. It's about 3 feet by 3 feet. So the students can play around with that too. In the back right there in the orange container, that's another 3D printer. That's a resin printer that we just received last year. And it's really good quality. It can really print fine detail. Then over here we have a plastic injection machine, so the students can learn the basics about plastic injection and then build some small parts with that. And then over here we have a couple stations. One is structural systems and materials engineering, so like material testing and stuff like that. If students are like to do that. Okay, then we'll come. So that's basically our lab here, what we call the mechatronics lab. Your student will also spend. I just wanted to mention that the priority deadline is coming soon, so students can go to the website and apply. Students will need to create an account, choose the program of their choice, write a short essay, and apply. The application will all be auto-sent to the high school counselor, who will have to confirm the application and upload transcripts. Please use your camera to scan the QR code shown. Then fill in the Google information form. We use this form for our sign-in and to send you more information. Thank you for attending. Please reach out if you have any questions.